Now, majority of us are trying to live a happy, abundant, full, and peaceful life.
Yeah, that's me.
But now, unfortunately, many of us are not living a life like that right now because we are extremely critical and hard on ourselves.
I wonder why.
I want to tell you today that there is happiness, there is joy, there is hope coming in your life. But it starts with you and you being able to forgive yourself. Stay tuned today on this video and on this channel as we talk about 3 ways that you can start a journey on forgiving yourself. So welcome back to Faith Like That, and to this video where we're talking about 3 ways that you can start a journey to forgiving yourselves. Like we spoke about on the intro, many of us are extremely hard on ourselves. We're very critical of everything we do, every mistake, every mishap, every word, every action and decision, and some of them may not have been the best, but we're human. We're going to make mistakes. That's part of growth. That's part of getting better. But one thing that's holding us back right now, and it's almost like a mental prison we put ourselves in, is that we're so hard on ourselves that we won't forgive ourselves when we weren't perfect or we weren't the best. So being reflective in a way is great, where you can look back and see where you didn't make the best choice, where you had a shortcoming, where there was a failure, where there was a time where you were out of character maybe. But that's okay, it's a mistake. But being able to see it and not only go back and repair the harm that you caused, if you caused harm or whatever impact you caused, is great. But then even finishing that loop or that cleanup by forgiving yourself. And many of us don't do that. We're so hard on ourselves that we make it extremely difficult for us to live a life of joy and peace and contentment and fulfillment, when we should, if anybody, forgive ourselves. Especially as Christians. How can we be Christians and we won't forgive other people or even ourselves? So there's 3 things I want to share with you today on this video that can help you start on a journey of cleaning up this mess and forgiving yourself. You ready? Let's do it. So the first thing you need to do is acknowledge what happened. Yes, it happened. Going back and looking over it every day isn't going to change that. It did happen. Acknowledge what happened. This is the part you played on it, and acknowledge the fact that it's done and over with, that it's in the past. It's not coming back. We need to know where we stand with this, that yes, this was our fault. This is what we did. Don't make something else your fault to try to have a pity party for it, but acknowledge the part you played in this, right? Don't take credit for other things you didn't do. Don't try to, self-deprecate and put yourself down because the world was wrong and COVID happened and now it's all your fault. No, COVID wasn't your fault. So don't take credit for things that aren't your fault. Acknowledge what is and be real about it.
I guess I can do that.
Owning up to the mistakes you've made or the mishaps or the harm you caused is a crucial, maybe even the first step in forgiving yourself. The second thing that you need to do to start this journey on forgiving yourself is to learn from your mistakes. So many of us can reflect and can acknowledge what we've done wrong. A lot of us stop there and we stay in this space where we continue reliving it, which continue to makes us feel terrible, right? But acknowledge it and understand it happened in the past. But then you need to ask yourself this question: what can I learn from what happened?
You learn a valuable lesson,
This will shift your mindset away from blaming yourself and living in it to seeing what you can take away from it, because there is something you can take away from it, even if it's just you looking for patterns that led up to that mistake or that behavior that you can then prevent or avoid in the future. But there is something you can learn from the mistake you made, from the harm you caused, or the mishap, or the whatever happened it was, I don't know, right? But something you can learn from it. Just asking that question: is there something I'm meant to take away from this? What can I learn from it? Was there a trend? Was there a pattern? Was there a significant observation that I can take away that can change the way I see this thing and help me to be better in the future? So the third and final thing that I want to share with you that gets you on that journey to forgiving yourself is to seek closure. Being able to acknowledge that this has happened in the past and learn from it is great. But again, you can't keep this in your pocket. You can't walk around with it in your bag and carrying all this baggage around. You don't want this to be something that's always and I guess perpetually in the present with you and you're reliving in your mind. You need to find a way to acknowledge this in the past and to leave it there and to close it. Yeah, I've learned from it, that I benefited from it. It happened. I repaired the harm. I recognized trends and significant things, and now I'm ready to put this thing away. And there's a lot of ways you can do this, and you can Google different ways of doing this, but you can write yourself a letter. You can talk to your pastor about it. You can talk to the person who was in it with you. Maybe saw you make the mistake, or maybe you caused harm to close it out. Now, you can't make them talk to you, but if they're open to talking to you, I would speak with them.
Will you please talk to me, please?
You can find a friend or a mentor or someone to talk about it. Man, look, you can even go to therapy. There's therapists that will help you talk through this thing and learn from it and find closure. But it's very important you do so, because when you don't do so, then you will continually accuse yourself and cause yourself harm by not forgiving yourself. So you need to make sure that you find closure for these things you're not forgiving yourself for. So again, thank you for spending time with us today as we talked about ways that you can start forgiving yourselves for the things that you're hard on yourself or so critical of yourself about. If you're still here, I would ask that you would subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out when you subscribe, and to grow our channel and to grow the amount of content we can get out to people and share and help people with. But also, if you're still here, I feel like you liked the video, please smash that like button. Until next time, have faith, be safe, and we'll see you soon.